The US has a lot of weird borders, like this panhandle in Alaska, this island which is divided between New York and New Jersey, and this part of Minnesota which is completely surrounded by Canada. This place is the Northwest Angle, and it was made this way because after Britain formally recognized America's independence in 1783, they had to create a border between each other. And so over at their northwestern border, it was determined that the northern border would go from the Lake of the Woods northmost point and go west from there to meet up with the Mississippi River. There were two problems with this though. One, the Mississippi River didn't reach that far north, and two, the map the diplomats were using had a lake that looked like this, but in reality the lake actually looked like this. So instead of the border going east to west, it instead went north to south. After the Louisiana Purchase, the US and UK didn't actually know where exactly the northern border of Louisiana was, and so they decided to make their border the 49th parallel, starting right after the border reached the lake's northmost point. This would eventually go on to stop at the Rocky Mountains, but in 1846, this line was extended to the middle of the strait. This place called Point Roberts just dipped below the 49th parallel, meaning it would become a part of the United States. This was never realized, and so today we have weird situations like this where kids from 4th grade and up have to cross international borders multiple times a day just to go to school. Moving up north, Alaska has this panhandle which denies Canada about 500 miles of coastline. So why is this? Well, when Russia was in America, they had some settlements around here, but no one was exactly sure where here was. So Russia and Britain signed the Treaty of St. Petersburg, which declared that Russia's southern border would be the 54th parallel, and for its eastern border, it would be 10 marine leagues inland. But this description was vague because it could be interpreted that the 10 marine leagues inland could start here or here. This didn't really matter though because it was pretty inaccessible at the time. Russia then sold Alaska to America 40 years later, and then another 30 years later, gold was discovered around the Alaskan panhandle. Suddenly, many Canadians and Americans flocked to the region. This caused tension between Canada and America on where their borders were. They both claimed different borders in their favor, and so as a compromise, the border was set in between their claims. The Alaskan panhandle is no longer disputed, but this island still is. This island is the Machias Seal Island, and Canada and the United States both claim it. After the United States gained its independence, it was decided that in the Treaty of Paris that they owned all the land 20 marine leagues off their coast. But back in 1621, a royal charter said that Nova Scotia owned all the land 6 marine leagues off their coast. This would mean that Canada and the United States both have a right to claim Machias Seal Island. Canada later built a lighthouse there in 1832, and in response, the United States pretends that it doesn't exist. Both of the countries use the island for lobster fishing, along with a company in Maine who offer boat rides to tourists who want to see puffins. Just north of the Statue of Liberty, there's an island which has parts of New York and New Jersey on it. This is Ellis Island, and it's divided because all the way back in 1834, New York and New Jersey decided to make their water borders run through the middle of the New York harbor. But New York also got to keep all the islands in the harbor. So even though Ellis Island was in New Jersey waters, New York got to keep it. But fast forward to 1998, and Ellis Island was disputed once again. This was because the island had now expanded to this, and so New Jersey and New York went to court. New York argued that the whole island was theirs because in the past, 12 million immigrants who went through the island to get to the United States were under the impression that they had entered through New York, while New Jersey argued that everything built in their territorial waters was theirs. The court sided with New Jersey, and so today the island is divided. If you want to find out why Florida has this panhandle or whatever's happening in Virginia, then click here. If you've already watched that video, then watch this video about weird French borders. Thanks for watching.